I think on her, I think you should soften her facial features a bit.
Yeah, and I'm going to. I am, and I'm gonna reshape her nose a little bit, and put in a little bit more color. But
I actually kind of think that it's kind of neat. It kind of makes me think of a trans, like, musician.
well,
Could be. Who knows?
yeah.
I kind of like it. It's non.
It's different.
I don't ask my painting people those kinds of questions. It could be. Their business is their business. No, yeah, it totally could, but I want to soften it because, the idea was to have that and have different layers. So right now, she has a different look than what she's going to have when it's done. But I can't do it right now because it's still tacky and it needs to dry so that the next layer of paint will stay on the surface of the paint.
Well, I noticed that you, I think maybe you did it off camera before we started, but, you changed up her wrist and, the chin area.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I totally messed that up over there when I'm sure. But
it was a work in progress.
Exactly. And her lips are going to change, too. So right now her lips are dark, so I haven't painted over them. And her nose is shaped, but I wanted to leave a little more area for the hair to be able to wisp through. And then...
Are you going to put any hairs coming around the front of it, in contra, how you did that in that painting?
Yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of hair going around, and that's going to soften it.
But you don't want to overpower that violin.
Well, no, I don't think anything would be.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true, but to have some of the hair come through. But I need to get her. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jackie, because I'm going to have some of her hair coming around, so it's going to look different than this. But I want to get the face right, and then have some of the hair swoop around. So it's not going to have this really, and that's going to take away, I think, a lot from the masculine qualities of it.
Yeah, that's true. That is, it's a masculine sort of hairline.
Because she has look, it looks like she had a part of her. If you just took this off and you took away her eyelashes, it's a it could be a guy.
It's a dude.
It's a dude.
So
and that's okay.
Joe Blackstock joined us.
Oh really? Hey Joe.
Hey, we were
Man.
just talking about Roanoke.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. And
the Black Sox are always on.
Obviously, Nancy's with us. She's been sharing the dog pictures. Thank you for that. That's fantastic. I love it. James Kadlitzik, I might be massacring that, but joined us. Will Robin joined us. Jordana Kai joined us. It's QI, which is fascinating. Yes, has joined us.
Art show
which makes me think of the Q from Star Trek.
Oh, Q.
I have to go to an art show.
You have to do an art show?
I have to go to.
Oh, yeah, you should. I mean,
one of my friends is in a photography thing, so.
Oh.
When is her art show? Is it Stephanie?
It just started. Yeah, it's Steph.
Oh, okay, cool.
It just started.
Oh, today?
Tonight?
Yeah, it's right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, hey.
So, oh, yeah, man, you gotta go get.
Where's the art show at?
It's at. I can't.
Is it Studio E?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, I wish I was going with you.
And is that the one that the Bear Den?
Bear's Den, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that place.
I've never been. I'm curious about this situation.
But she's selling
cool.
some of her photography and artwork. So
awesome. Does she do anything other than photography?
Yeah, she does art. But she's finishing up her last few hours of her art degree.
Yeah.
Yay.
Awesome. Congrats.
Yeah.
Can I promote her, like Stephanie Holloway?
Dude, yeah. All day long. Holloway.
She's a badass when it comes to web design and when it comes to like PR.
Her Instagram is Steph I Am.
Yes.
Yes, Steph I Am. She is really her work is really awesome.
And she's just a great person.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she is awesome.
And so I do have to take off.
Man, I would totally go with you.
Support another friend because I love her.
Oh, it's all good. You gotta show the love, show the art love. I thought when you were like, I gotta go to an art show, I'm like, let's do it. There's a great one at the DMA right now. It's all the women of the 20th century art.
Oh, take me.
I will when it's gonna be like a homeschool lesson, and it'll be women empowered stuff. So I'm going to take Jack, and he's going to learn some things.
Is Frida going to be there?
No, it's not Frida. It's like Georgie O'Keeffe and her sister and some a couple other women.
Vagina flower.
I mean, yeah, but her sister is a fascinating story in all
I'm
of
sorry.
it. And Georgia, they already did a Frida Kahlo exhibit. We went to that, what was like 2 years ago? No, a year and a half ago.
It was a
'cause
couple of years ago because I wanted to go.
Yeah, because John, it was one of the first outings with.
And it was without her husband's,
Wow.
without Diego's.
Yeah.
With it.
Yeah, and that was, it was, obviously the work is great and everything, but oh my gosh, it was so busy. It was like, you know, shoulder to shoulder, milling about, and you just cannot enjoy the art. You can't get close to it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure it was.
Julie Taymor's version of that, of her, oh my goodness, Frida.
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was
Oh.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And Julie Taymor
Yeah.
herself, like, did, like, stuff for The Lion King, like, on stage, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got to go.
All right, girl. Tell Stephanie congrats, and we're excited for her.
I will.
Yeah, man, I that's awesome. I'm jealous, man.
So, yeah, she's excited because she's almost done with all of her art stuff, and she's doing really, I mean,
How late does the art show run till?
I'm not sure because they're just starting music right now. She
Oh, okay, cool.
said, so,
So you got time.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Tell her congrats from us.
Okay, and if you guys want to come out later, let me know.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have fun.
We've
Bye,
lost
everyone.
somebody to an art show.
Bye, Dylan.
If she's still watching.
That's a good. That's a good
Andy
reason.
joined us, and Linda Vining joined us.
Oh, hey Andy, hey, Linda.
What's up?
Man,
Supposedly Andy's coming periodically, which we haven't done it in a while, but thanks to Brian, he's coordinated this situation. We have awesomely bad movie nights at our house, and so tomorrow night we're having an awesomely bad movie night. And what are we watching, Brian? This is your fault.
I'm going to try to bring your Y-O-R.
I thought it was Yar.
No, it's your.
Yar.
In the future.
Yar. It's about a pirate.
I think it's actually like a kind of like a cheesy, like pulpy, barbarian, but with sci-fi stuff. I think it's a book series from France, if I remember right.
Oh, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And so they made like a movie, and I think it might have even started as a TV movie or something like that. It's epically bad. And then I thought, like, for a second movie, we could do like something like Ice Pirates
Oh my
or
God.
Samurai
Jack
Cop.
would love Ice Pirates. He loves Ice Pirates.
I
I do
vote
too.
Ice Pirates over Samurai Cop.
Okay.
Samurai Cop was cool, but it's like I'm good after one. Fine.
We haven't watched that in 5 years. It's
I'm
been
good
5
after
years.
one in 5 years.
We literally watched that like it
I
was
didn't-
like the first time I brought Kelly over here.
I wasn't
think
going
we
to say
watched Samurai
anything, but I
Cop.
was kind of good with it. I think I've seen.
you're that you. I mean, it's like there's not a lot of noise. He doesn't say a lot. He doesn't talk, right? Am I thinking of a different movie?
But I'm
I
cool,
think
so I'd be
you're-
down to
you
see it
might be-
again.
It's the one where it's like the long-haired guy. It's like it's supposed to be a buddy cop movie, and it's terrible, and like he's got long hair. And
What is the one where? Oh, maybe I'm thinking of an Elvis one where he's an Elvis
No.
samurai or Elvis. He's like plays a guitar,
Bubba
but he's like
Hotep?
fighting things, and he's like.
oh, that was that terrible one that Christian brought.
Oh yeah.
It was
Oh,
Six-String
yeah.
Samurai.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, that was.
that one is just like a,
I might be getting it confused with
That's-
that.
It,
No,
was-
no,
it was
actually,
supposed to be like a surrealist or existential, like
Terrible.
and it's like, dude, that was just unwatchable.
That,
I kind of like parts of it though.
I mean, there's a couple cool scenes, but it's just like,
it's
like I
not-
tried to make Kelly watch Buckaroo Banzai not too long ago, and it's just like, oh yeah, long parts of this movie are bad.
Oh, I like Buckaroo Banzai.
I like the idea of it, and I'm like, I hadn't just sat down and watched it in forever, and it's like, oh no. Oh no. It's like not too long ago, like 6 months ago or something, Friday night, she was already in bed. And I'm like, oh, I'll watch something, classic cheese or whatever and be entertained. I watched The Black Hole, right?
Oh.
Anthony Perkins, Ernest Borgnine. Who else was in that? Was that Robert Shaw or somebody? I can't remember. Maximilian Schell. You got the robots. You got the cool stuff. It looks awesome. That movie is bad and slow and terrible. Like there's 10 minutes of plot. and they managed to stretch that across 2 hours.
Wow.
So it's there's lots of it that is pretty to look at, but good God.
Yeah.
God.
You know what's funny with Buckaroo Banzai? It has like Jeff Goldblum, Peter
Goldblum's
Peter
in it.
Weller,
Peter Weller is Buckaroo. Who's the bad guy? It's John.
from Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah,
was,
Third Rock.
John.
Lithgow.
Yeah,
Lithgow.
thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's great.
There's a lot of people in that movie that's just like, what?
I like it because I love the idea of a rock star.
Well, he's
a rock star like scientist. It's like that's the way the media ought to be. Like the scientists ought to be the rock star.
He's like a modern day. There's the pulp hero that was like he's good at every. Oh God, Doc Savage.
Oh,
There's a Doc Savage. He was like a
familiar.
pulp hero.
Man.
I think they made a couple movies like way back in the 50s or something. He was one of the there was probably 50 books or there was always Tales of Doc Savage and like whatever the current pulp magazines were.
Gotcha.
And he was one of those guys where it's like it wasn't just a muscle bound lunk or something. It's like, oh no, he's a surgeon and he's a chemist and like he was good at everything, and then he's got his sidekicks that are also like, oh, this one's an awesome like guy at whatever and very descriptive, I know, but like that's I think that's what that when the dude what's that dude's name, D.V. Richter or D.W. Richter, the guy that wrote and he's only done a couple movies and Buckaroo Banzai was one of them.
Oh wow.
But I think he's hearkening back to that like old school like, oh, the pulp hero that's the world traveler and
I think that's fun. I mean, it's it's not that good of a movie. I inflicted it upon Jack and Jackie, but you guys liked it.
The acting
Okay?
in it's
Jack
real
liked it.
bad too.
Yeah.
Jack loves a good terrible movie.
Yeah.
Spaceballs, man, you and him in Spaceballs,
yeah.
that's a thing. That's a thing.
Look at reading this thing. Yeah, it's
hilarious.
awesome. Jack went with my mom this last Wednesday, my dad, and saw Mary Poppins.
Dude.
And I used to watch this with Jack when he was a kid, and and he loved Mary Poppins, and and it's his normal boy, but he loved Mary Poppins, and he started watching it with them, and the moment they started playing the music, he started crying, and then when Mary Poppins actually came on the screen, he was just bawling.
Like, I could not believe this when your mom was saying this, and I was just like, like before the movie even like grabs onto your heartstrings, and he's a hot mess.
Our 10-year-old boy has feelings. He has
Who would've
emotions.
Who would have thought?
I mean, Julie Andrews back in the day was a fox.
Well, in Emily
And
Blunt,
like, and as a little kid, who doesn't know anything about sexuality or whatever, but like, it's still like, it's like I probably saw Mary Poppins for the first time when I was like 8 or 7 or something like that, and it's just like you don't know what the feelings are, but you're like, oh, that woman.
Oh yeah. Well, and Dick.
That's a weird way to look at it.
I've never thought about
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think this might be a Brian thing. I don't know.
I mean, like think of like your first infatuation with someone. It's usually not someone you know. It's somebody famous. It's somebody in a movie or TV show, or maybe even a cartoon or something. But it's like, and like you're young, so you don't really know like why you like them, but you're just you're like. Sometimes it's always like the kindergarten teacher or something. It's like, the...
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Mary Poppins is a saint, Brian. Stop trying to drag her into your weird dark world.
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
So,
but,
Andy...
and then Dick Van Dyke, even though he's so old, he was in the end of it.
Yeah.
He did a dance.
Oh, I heard that. Like, and he did it like all himself without any help, and it was just
Really?
like, he's 92, and he's like he jumped up on the table and just started doing it.
And I think that made Jack tear up too. He was just like liked Dick Van Dyke
your
in
mom
it.
said that.
Chimney.
Aw. Andy said Prost. He
Prost.
said art shows he's in. My mom said I'm here, which I think she was referring to when Brooke left. Andy said, love that you guys are doing it on Saturday. Usually do that. We would always do them on Fridays in the past.
Did
so
we? I always thought we did them on Saturdays.
I don't remember.
Because
He's
it's
so
like...
busy. You're a workaholic. That's what that is.
We're cooler now. We're doing it on Saturdays.
We're cool. That's it.
Saturday night. Ooh, we gotta do a Saturday Night Fever or something if we're doing it on Saturdays.
Andy said, your looked super cheesy. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Carolyn said, you guys are always welcome to Roanoke, and we all consider you part of the family. Love you both.
Oh, thank you.
Love
Same
you,
here.
thank
You
you,
guys.
and Roanoke. All you guys, man.
Yeah, you guys are
No
awesome.
hot party. It was a blast. It was always a blast.
And that group up there, I mean, Carolyn, Jerry, Joe, and Sandra, and all, everybody just, they do so much good. Like, the charity work that they do up there is off the hook. I mean, it was just...
Oh, yeah. It was a
crazy.
massive, fancy get-up, like dinner and like a celebrity dancing thing with all the celebrities in Roanoke. It was just fun. They know how to party. they know how to party.
Raise so much money for so many good causes. It's
Yeah,
it's
it
just
was fun.
and just I don't know when you it always felt so welcome.
Yeah.
You know, it's the best time.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, and then my mom said, worse than Crash and Burn movie?
What are you talking about? That's a classic. That's a classic. That movie, like, it's totally a B movie, but it almost like...
it's a classic B movie.
It's a but it's like, it's actually like halfway competent, you know, like the plot and everything's like, it's like cheesy and cheap, but it's like, oh, you know, some bad movies are just like, oh, this is so bad. Like, the people that made the movie didn't know how to make a movie.
Yeah.
Where the Crash and Burn movie, what is that called? Robot Jocks.
Yes.
Oh, Robot
Robot
Jocks.
Jocks.
Yes, I was going to
Yes.
ask you what it was called because I could not.
That one was like, oh, it was just a cheap movie. You know, it was competently made. Like, the story makes sense. You know, the characters are okay. It's just like, it's just a cheap movie, you know?
Yeah.
And their tagline, like they kept saying over and over, like if somebody did something cool, crash and burn, dude, crash and burn. Like, and they would always
they were
throughout
trying
the
to
entire
sell
movie.
it. I mean, they were like, I think that was a meeting at the beginning of the movie, and they were to all the staff, they were like, we will make this a tagline.
Yeah, and they must have like bought like boxes of T-shirts with crash and burn on it, thinking like, oh, this is going to be a big thing with this movie. And
I'm pretty sure they say it like twice in the movie.
It
No.
felt like,
Oh,
maybe, you know what it was? It was Brian and my mom going back and forth.
Well,
it might
yeah,
have
that's
been.
true.
It might have been
That's
them going
true.
over and
Crash and
over.
burn.
Crash and Burn, man.
But I swear, I would bet you, respect, a dose of respect. We need to watch that again and count how many times they say it, because
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they do say it a few more whenever they're about to go battle. Every time they go
when
battle,
you hear
it's a
it,
thing.
when you hear it once, you think, oh, that's the last time they're going to ever say
they
that. and then
battle.
bring it up again.
They battle like twice in that movie. I know
well,
you guys are like,
Maybe I
no,
blacked out,
it's
like-
they're just dragon robots and they fight like 100 times. It's like, it's a cheap movie. They only fight like twice.
Well,
They've got like
sure you're
3
right.
minutes
I'm
of
sure.
action
Well,
budget. You know.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
sure.
bring logic into this.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do
In
that.
facts.
Don't do that. But anyway, I should say, Mom, you should definitely join us for Yar, the movie.
Your.
And stay the night tomorrow. That would be fun. Andy said, I love John Lithgow. And then he said Harry and the Hendersons. LOL.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Which I'm just gonna say this right now. Harry and the Hendersons is not a B movie. It's
Oh,
an
no.
A movie.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good
no,
movie.
It is an A movie.
That is solid family entertainment.
That it is. I loved that movie. And then, but he did not agree. No, Spaceballs is terrible. LOL. That's inaccurate.
Spaceballs is one of the.
Inaccurate.
No, I kind of agree. It's like one of Mel
No.
Brooks that like to me like Producers and Blazing Saddles are the two that hold up the best. I would say History of the World Part 1 and Spaceballs.
Yes.
They're still fun, but like the comedy in them is a little like very focused on that time period.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as they don't hold it quite as well.
I think Spaceballs is just one of those movies that wasn't appreciated in its time or
It's-
after its time.
Or after it's done.
I don't think it was
All I know
appreciated.
is that you and Jack are a cackling mess.
Oh yeah,
whenever
we
it's on
oh
and I
yeah,
walk in.
we have the best time.
It's hilarious.
But you know, I remember seeing it in high school or some point with my best friend. At some point, I remember being there and we were already happy. We were having a good time, or you know, and so like that movie when it came on, it was the right time to see a funny, silly spoof because we were already laughing, and then that came on, and it was just so whenever I see it, I don't know, I'm always taken back to that time.
Yeah.
And then now, of course, Jack likes it, so I mean, you know, we have all these shared jokes and stuff like that, and that's fun. Good time.
Good times. So,
Is my
my
hair doing weird things? I got a haircut, and I keep feeling like
oh my gosh, you're
it
obsessed.
comes over. It comes over and it taps me on the
Oh,
forehead.
you look fine.
Well, I know I look fine.
Okay, Michael Green has joined us and said, "Been a fan of yours for 4 years. Keep going."
Oh, thank you,
Awesome
Michael.
sauce. And then Andy said, "I feel, I feel a drinking game coming on. Crash and burn."
Crash and burn. Uh-oh.
Jade Woods joined us, and Andy said, "Yup,"
Oh.
which I don't really know what that was referring to, but yes, crash and burn.
Maybe
James
people would have to take
Jade Woods.
Oh, Jade. Sorry.
maybe we would have to take a sip every time the barbarian shows up in a
Conan?
a fur bikini type loincloth, or fights a dinosaur,
Yes.
or a spaceship, or an alien.
Or an alien.
This B movie has spaceships, dinosaurs, aliens, barbarians from the future,
It's gonna be good.
or something. Yeah, I can't wait.
All right, so we're
We
at
live
the,
in Denton. We need
entertainment,
we dig deep for entertainment here.
no.
No, but it's fun. If you know, it's fun to watch a B movie where, if every once in a while there's one that was actually good, and you think like, wow, that was a good movie. But most of the time, it's something everybody can. You don't take too seriously, and it's mostly about just the just talking with everybody and making fun of the movie.
There was a time because we started this like years ago. We would watch terrible movies.
This is the 7th year.
Oh, that's
it's
right.
coming
You
up.
looked at-
We're almost-
Yeah, you stumbled on that. That's crazy. And so the first like year we were doing this, we would watch these movies and get the. I will say, we would watch these, and this is probably why This is why I do them. Why I think this is awesome is that we sit there and it's like MST3K, and mostly it's Brian.
Oop.
It's
Yeah.
mostly Brian over here with his ridiculous comments on the movie that just make you crack up. And
You've
so
actually
for
had
the-
some T-shirts made
I
with
did.
this
So
with
like
Brianisms.
the first like couple of times, I was like, he would make the like it was perfect, and it was a comment, and I was like, oh, that's a T-shirt. And so at least like 3 of the movies, I was like, design a T-shirt, a silly graphic with like one of his smart remarks.
Space
to the
girls
movie,
are
but
jerks.
that it's like a MST3K with your friends. That's why we do it. Not for the cinematic,
Yeah.
brilliance by far.
We need to take down your Christmas tree.
I know.
Oh yeah. We'll do that
It's
tomorrow.
on my to-do list for today.
Today?
Today.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. After this, people, that's what I'm doing.
Oh.
You don't have much of today left.
Yeah.
I rage
Should do it in
till
the morning.
break of dawn.
Okay.
He goes to bed in like 30 minutes. I stay up till at least 2.
What
Well,
I
don't
never-
forget, you were like, oh yeah, let's Saturday. Let's go. Let's arrange like what do you call it?
Go to the gym?
I mean, we can go to the gym totally. What were you saying? Like we were gonna like organize my house or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
We're gonna hug every object and tell it.
No.
Say if it brings us joy. And
Yes, no, and yeah. I'm not hugging any objects. But we need to take a stab at your house for a bit. We can do that.
Hey.
Yes, we're doing that.
How long do we have on this?
1 minute.
Do we?
You're
Oh.
done. But anyway, so yes, tomorrow we're doing it. We're doing it.
I'm afraid we may have scared everyone away out of the video with our
Did we? No.
incessant art related
Well,
chat here.
Well, you gotta have a video like that every once in a while. I mean.
It don't matter.
But I will wrap this one
Okay,
up
here.
and say because, okay, I've worked on all this. On the next one, I'm going to go through and that'll be the final working on this painting. And she's not nearly done. There's going to be hair coming across her face. I'm going to work on the violin. The hair is going to darken in some areas and lighten up in some areas, and as well as around. So, and also her shirt and her arms are going to need more work. So really, pretty much everything. That'll be the final layers, and it's really the final layers that add so much to it. It's like the little tweaking and the details. Although there's going to be some big areas added though. So it's big areas, little areas. So there you go. In a nutshell.
So basically, more work to be had.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for this. You make it so much fun. All the comments, people chatting.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll do another. I mean, just to recap, we release like the 30-minute intervals on
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
and then or whatever.
Patreon, and then it goes over to YouTube, and it'll live in YouTube
Yeah.
and Patreon.
So definitely like and subscribe and all that fun, share and all that fun stuff. And give us topics. Give John composition topics. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, please.
So, but thanks again for tuning in, guys.
Thanks, guys, and thanks, Brian.
Thanks for
Thanks.
being here.
Thanks.